Right, okay, we're off. Test run. Off to explore the wonders of Somerset City, eh? It's a bit icy, gonna have to be careful. Right, well, this is my practice run, and well, we moved down to Somerset a couple of years ago now, and I thought just for Christmas it would be nice to chronicle the changes throughout the year. So the plan is to do one of these a month, so we get to see the changing of the seasons in Somerset, and it gives me an opportunity to talk to somebody else other than myself whilst I'm out on a walk. So I'm out walking with Sid. Here's my cockapoo. So I'm just getting used to all the equipment. I probably should read the manual, but I just jumped straight in. Come on. So you can see there's lots of mud on this section of the road with all the rain that we've had. Quite a few mudslides down here. And now, because it's flipping freezing, everything's messing up. There we go. Quite an impressive slide there. Sid loves a good sniff about. Now, come springtime, this is going to be one of my favourite spots because these banks get absolutely covered in wild garlic. Bit slippery there, Sid. Oh yeah, look. This is called House Water, and I mean the water's come down probably a good 1.5 foot. It's still pretty high. Careful not to lose the phone, water. Yes, the water's cleared up quite a lot as well. So we're going off the beaten track a little bit today. You can see why we decided to move here. Having all this on your doorstep is amazing. And when you've got a busy, stressful job, it just makes a massive difference being able to step out the door into this than urban living. Goodness me. We'll get to see lots of wildlife today. The birds have been out on the feeder at home this morning. I can hear a woodpecker. There he goes. Over in those trees somewhere. We're going up here. Let's just have a quick peek up here so you can see the view. So we get to the top of the hill. How's that? Amazing. Come on, sit. Yeah, my gimbal using skills need a bit of practice, as I think will my editing skills. So it was really cold last night, -3. Very hard frost. But it's been quite warm yesterday. Sun was out, everything had melted. So we have a bit of roadkill here, unfortunately. There's a buzzard up in that tree just there. It's just landed. A bit tricky to see, I think. Thrush. Yeah, he's just in this tree here. Lots of buzzards around here. Used to seeing lots of red kites. Where we were living before, I've only seen one red kite down here. Lots of buzzards. If he stays still, might be able to get a good look on him. There he goes. So this is quite a long route I'm doing today. About 5.5 miles. Should probably track it. And because we're in the hills, not far from the Quantux here, it's very hilly. There's a J. So, lots of streams, which look great actually. Must be amazing for the wildlife. Nobody seems to look after the ditching well enough. Enjoy doing jobs like that though, getting a spade or a shovel, clearing out a ditch, digging a hole, just trying to make something a bit better, a bit tidier. Gets the blood going too. Mostly a mixture of sheep farming and arable, lots of barley, oats, soybeans and maize grown around here. Oh, and potatoes. Soil's really sandy clay kind of soil. This must be great for growing potatoes. But a lot of sheep too. And occasionally you get the odd escapee. Me and Sid have rescued a sheep. Well, I say rescued. Sid chased it and it jumped back over the fence. Some sheep in this field here. There. And he went again. And I guess it'll be lambing time soon. I've seen some lambs already out about. scary than me. And let's not slip over too. It's just so icy. Okay, so there's a good storm drain, cleared, running nicely. You can see the water channeling down here. There's bound to be a blocked one up here soon. That's what makes all the ice, Sid. Makes it unsafe. Hey. For idiots like me. So it's midday, sun's right behind us. I think we're walking in a northerly kind of direction. And got a bit of a hill to walk up in a sec. When we get to the top of that, we'll get a really good view of the Quantocks. And then we'll start making our way back round to the village. I've got my weekly village job. See, look at this water, amazing. Look at that. How cool is that? Yeah, I've got my weekly village job. It's just to keep the church clock wound up. I think it's a bit of a job for life. I took over from a guy who was in his 80s, I think. Late 70s, early 80s. So I quite like this cold, bright weather in January. But the rain, which we've just had so much of, I can live without. At least not when it's every single day. And I know we've needed a good soak because of the hot, dry summer. And it was super dry here. Some horses in this field. There they are. Kids' favourite animals, I think. Oh, I just can't seem to connect with the horse. Should be able to. Gypsy jeans. Right. Let's walk in the car tracks, Sid. Yeah, it's super dry in the summer. And all those streams and brooks were getting very low or dried out. We've got a local pond cottage which supplies us with eggs, and the pond wasn't much of a pond anymore. It was mostly just a puddle. So I know we need the rain, but when it's every single day for weeks on end, it's a bit much. These gnarly old trees, let's see if I can get those. Yeah. See, that's what's cool about winter, isn't it? The gnarly nature of everything. Maybe I should hold. It's better to hold the gimbal like that, and then you don't get a view. The black plastic. told you this was a learning event for me as well. Bear with me. Getting to the top now. I do like these high-sided banks as well. Keeps you cosy. Sometimes you can't quite see everywhere that you'd like. You've got the advantage, I can raise the camera up high. Top of the hill coming up here. Start to see the conducts coming into view in a sec. No shooting today. Last time I was up here, there was a pheasant shoot going on. That's the other compromise for me, living in the countryside, having to sort of square the circle of pointless killing of animals for a bit of fun and pleasure and money doesn't sit well. You can hear one or two guns going off in the distance. So last spring actually, and into the summer we had a male and a female pheasant appear in the garden. Well done on them for surviving, avoiding the shotguns. We go, that's the foothills of the Contocks there. We start stretching off towards Minehead on the left, out to the west. Amazing. Again, lots of deer hunting happens up on the Contocks. Which is totally barbaric, totally unnecessary, totally pointless. So, take in the view. Yeah, need lots of practice with this thing. It's very cool. But I have no idea what all the buttons do. Some of them don't seem to be doing anything, but I can't be right. Get it, Sid. When you get in the sun, very warm and properly layered up here, but probably don't need to be. There we go. There's somebody close by. Maybe shooting pigeons. I do enjoy clay shooting. Last time I did it, we had a day session clay shooting. And my shoulder was bruised to hell afterwards. So that's good fun. I do kind of understand the fun element, but you just don't need to be pointing it at a totally defenceless animal. There's no sport in that unless you give the pheasant a gun to shoot back, I guess. Makes me think of the Roald Dahl story, The Magic Finger. And all these guys with their +4s and tweed should maybe go and have a read. Just remind themselves. So yeah, I was inspired by the countryside, of course. Yeah, look. So those are the Brendan Hills you can see over there. And that's the kind of gateway to Exmoor. So yeah, inspired by this amazing countryside. How it looks, how it makes you feel. And the TV programmes, winter walks and walking with. Of course, I'm not a celebrity, so I don't pretend to assume that you would be interested in what I've got to say. But just that concept of sharing a walk and a conversation with somebody in a brilliant environment, I thought was really cool. And my family will be the first to tell you that I don't always find it easy to engage in a conversation, open up. Now, what's that up there? Now, Somerset County Council. This is a spot coming up. It definitely needs some drainage attention. Beautiful farmhouse being done up there. Yeah, just around this corner. If you're watching, Highways Department. Absolutely shocking. I hope I'm going to be able to get through this. Hello. So that drain's working. It's actually a bit lower than I was expecting. This is usually an absolute river. Oh, here we go. Get it jetted. Reinstate the ditches and another one there. I used to work as an engineer, did an engineering degree actually, on the roads, and I spent a lot of time thinking about stuff like this, fixing problems like this. It's just terrible to see it. It's not looked after properly. Right. That's a good boy. We made it, Sid. And my phone has kindly flashed up that it only has 20% of battery left. I'm hoping it'll last all the way around. At least till we get to the church. But that's fine. We'll see it another time. Take you all up the tower. A couple of buzzards having a chatter. Three of them. So the TV program gets really smart and it gives you GPS, map references, distance walk, distance to go. I suppose I need to figure out a way to do that as well. I have to start tracking myself on an app or something. These oak trees, man. There's two oak trees here. Must be a couple of 100 years old. That's a cool thing about winter. You kind of get to see the inside of the trees. That's the buzzards. If they send something. They're just getting a bit fruity. Or aggressive. What do you reckon, Sid? Fruity or aggressive? I reckon probably aggressive. A bit icy here. Don't think I would put myself in the Twitcher bucket. Not yet, anyway, not quite yet. But I do enjoy watching the birds. So we've got a decent feeder by the dining table. So that's my treat on the weekend morning. Pot of coffee. See what birds are coming in to feed. We get lots of sparrows, hedge sparrows. And starlings. Got 2 pairs of collared doves. Come and visit. A couple of robins. It's the great tit and the blue tit and the wagtail. That's probably my favourites. Occasionally the sparrowhawk will turn up. Which is quite exciting. Unless you're a sparrow. What else have we had? Woodpeckers, common woodpeckers. A field at the bottom of the garden, so there'll be field fare flocking into the garden occasionally. Seen some long-tailed tits actually recently. A group of about 7 or 8 long-tailed tits on the feeder. And some chaffinches. There's a woodpecker. At night time, it's all about the tawny owls. So there's a barn not too far away where they've certainly been nesting in there for a little while. But it's very cool to hear the tawny owls go off until it's time for sleep. Or, as the other night, they decide to park themselves just outside your bedroom window. I have a bit of a mud phobia, and I must admit that was a bit tricky when we moved here for the first year or so, getting over my mud phobia. The car and the dog actually kind of have to get used to it, I'm afraid. Yeah, I like having a pristine shiny car, and particularly this time of year you just have to get over it. It's not possible. And Sid's fur's like a sponge and a magnet for mud, so he always needs a good wash on his feet and his belly after a walk, particularly when it's wet and rainy. Might be okay today actually, just give him a little foot wash. Ooh. The vehicle of choice in these parts is definitely the pickup truck. Not a fully electric SUV. Definitely not part of the in crowd. Yeah, look at all this. Oh, come on. Still these streams collecting all the flood water. There's bamboo growing here. It's cool. See, it's jungly, isn't it? Oh, come on, back round we go. Right. Guns are back going off in the background. Some stables up ahead. So it'd be nice to see how the area changes during the seasons. I'm not going to do the same walk every time, but we'll come back and revisit places, but a chance to have a good look around Somerset as well. pretty cool view to sign off on, I think. Into the sunshine. We'll come back round, heading south now. Cheerio.